All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started on example 2 here. And we have the expression 6x squared minus 5x minus 4. And we want to go ahead and factor this, guys, using the diamond method plus grouping. So we're doing both methods in the same problem. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Once again, the general formula for quadratic expressions in this case is an ax squared plus a bx plus a c. So it follows this format, right? A in this case, once again, is the x squared coefficient, B is the x coefficient, and C is our constant. So that's how we're able to identify which is A, which is B, and which is C. So let's go ahead and get started here with the diamond method. I'm just going to go ahead and label this here, diamond method. And I want to go ahead and once again identify what A, B, and C equal. So this is once again based off our x squared, our x, and our constant. So A in this case will be represented by 6, B will be represented by -5, and C will be represented by -4, which is our constant. So let's go ahead and write this down. We have a 6, a -5, and a -4. So once we've identified A, B, and C, guys, let's go ahead and move on to building our diamond here. And on top of the diamond, we have the product of A times C. On the bottom, we have our B value. So in this case, A times C, what would that give us? A times C would give us, let's see. It would give us a -24. And in this case, the B will be a -5. So then our goal in this case, guys, our goal is to find two factors that when you multiply them, gives us a -24, but when you add them, it's going to give us a -5. So think of those two numbers. What two numbers could we think of that will multiply to -24 and add up to a -5? In this case, those two factors would be a -8 and a 3. You know, it works for us. Multiplying them, -8 and 3 gives us -24. Adding them gives us a -5. So from here, guys, we're done with the diamond method. We're going to go ahead and move on to our grouping part. So let's go ahead and label our grouping here. Grouping. And in this case, guys, I want to go ahead and start by rewriting the original expression we have here. So that is a 6x squared minus a 5x minus 4. So we start off, let me go ahead and write this down, 6x squared. Now, instead of writing a -5x, guys, the -5x is actually replaced by the factors, which is -8x and 3. So that's a minus an 8x plus a 3x, and we still have our constant, which is a -4. -4. Okay, so from here, guys, I want to go ahead and start our grouping process. I want to go ahead and group my first two terms and the last two terms. So grouping the first two and the last two. So then starting off with our first group here, guys, we have a 6x squared minus an 8x. What factors in this case are part of both, which is a 6x squared and a -8x? If you take a look at this here, the 6 and the 8, that would actually, they both have factors of 2. So let me go ahead and show that, guys. We have a 2x here. And in the inside, once we factor that out, we should have 6x squared divided by 2x will give us a 3x. -8x divided by a 2x will give us a -4. Okay, so that's the first part, guys. The GCF here was a 2x. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the other one, guys. We have a 3x minus a 4. Now, if you take a look at this here, they actually don't have any numbers in common aside from a 1. So although they only have a 1 in common, I'm still going to factor that out. It's not going to make a difference to my expression itself, but I still need a factor for my second binomial. So I'm going to go ahead and add or actually factor out a +1. And inside the parentheses, once again, that's just going to stay the same. It's going to stay the same as a 3x minus a 4. Okay? So from here, guys, we're on to our final step, and our final step is writing the binomials, the two binomials, the product of binomials here. So starting off, if you take a look, we have the 3x minus a 4 and the 3x minus a 4 being repeated. So that's actually going to be one of the factors. We're actually going to factor it out. So we have a 3x minus a 4 as one of the factors, and then our second factor, or that's our second binomial, is actually the factors we took out in the beginning from each of the groups. So that would be a 2x plus a 1. And this here, guys, is our final answer.